Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing great. So, I've been thinking about my cancer journey lately, and I'm struggling a little bit to define it. So, let's talk about that. Hi, everybody. I wanted to talk to you about my cancer journey today and what that actually entails for me, because I think that when someone says cancer journey, the mind automatically thinks treatments, chemotherapy, doctor appointments, and yeah, I've had all that. And I'm actually due for a season of testing again. I was getting tests every 3 months, and I have opted for 6 months because it does get a little frustrating to go through all that when testing for low-grade cancer is very hard to see the progress sometimes because the tumors are really tiny. There's just a lot of them, so they seem to elude imaging. And I was spinning my wheels. If you've been with me long enough, I was spinning my wheels video after video, like maybe this test will work, maybe that test will work. And the oncologist has been great about that. But eventually I was just like, I can't be obsessed with how much time I have. I mean, I have what I have, and I need to be okay with that. So I put off, more testing, but I'm coming up to that point where I need blood work and things like that soon. But you automatically think that it's a medical journey, and I don't think it is. I think, especially when you're terminal, my motto is make every day count. And when I was obsessing over the length of time I had, I wasn't making every day count. I just wanted to know how long I had to make time count. And it's not up to me. It's up to God. It's up to my cancer. I've come to terms with it, But in the meantime, what does making every day count to me? Because every cancer journey is different, obviously. And there are people with, everybody has different circumstances and different cancers and different treatments and different bucket lists. So every one of us is unique. And I follow a lot of the same people that you follow. But some people are only there for the medical journey, that part of it. And if that's the case, and I'm not going to get tests every 3 weeks. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm kidding. But that's totally okay. If that's, not what you're into, if you don't want to watch a video that says, come have dinner with me, that's fine. But it is part of that journey. And I keep this channel going because it kind of keeps me in check. And the interactions that I have with others in the comments, for instance, I don't always get to answer all of them, but I do read them all. And, so please feel free to comment down below. But I think that my cancer journey has to have more substance because I'm not actively dying. I am dying. But it doesn't have to be, and it's slow. It doesn't have to be slow and grueling. I used to do a whole lot of things in life, and I juggled a lot. And now I barely work. And sometimes I go through the day not having done anything, and I still don't have enough gas in the tank, to make a meal. And that does make me sad. And when I feel really crappy, I usually don't film. And it's not that I just want to look my best at all times. It's just backed up by the fact that I don't feel like turning a camera on. I mean, you've seen me at my worst. Well, maybe not my worst, but you've seen me without makeup. You've seen me with the wet hair, like I still try when I'm not feeling good to jump in the shower and, work it out, get some makeup on, because a lot of times I will feel better when that's done. And, I'm still managing, um, to get the minimum done anyway. That is all part of that journey. Even when I'm at my worst, I usually don't panic and think that, well, this is my new normal. At some point, though, I may go down and not be able to get back up. So making every day count is so important to me. And I will not compare my journey to others, but I would love if you would just stick around. At some point, it will all be about medical, probably. But for now, I really try to go with intention, like the intent to find good in every day, even when I'm sad, even when the news on social media or TV is dreadful. That's, I'm an empath. It's hard for me not to be sad, but it could bring me down to the point where it's affecting my health. And that is true of empaths. You have to be kind of careful with that. So I think that this idea of making more videos, but a little shorter, is working more for me, because the longer ones are usually planned out a little bit more. And, I find the shorter ones just easier to make, easier to edit, and quicker to upload. It's not easy, actually, even just being a YouTuber, let alone a cancer YouTuber. And I really appreciate each and every one of you being here. I mean, it seriously means a lot to me, because that's what keeps me going with the channel. I just, and I'm not saying I would be bored otherwise, but it helps me with purpose. A lot of things help. Like, I do enjoy cooking when I have that energy, and I do it a few times a week, and Chris does it a few times a week, and, we make it happen, and they're usually very good meals. And I just made some acorn stuffed squash. No. I made stuffed acorn squash with sausage stuffing. And I'm one of those weirdos, by the way, that likes to take pictures of my food. And so I just do that. I think I learned that on Facebook years ago. Like, here's what I had for dinner. Anyway, here's a picture of it. It was really good. So I would suggest, if you wanted to make an acorn squash, just use your favorite stuffing. Like, I used a Thanksgiving sausage stuffing, had cranberries in it and breadcrumbs, and it was just good. Bread cubes. Yeah, and it was a big hit. So I'll definitely be making that again. And then finally, I also have another channel, as most of you know anyway, called Francine's Journey Beyond, where I put all the woo-woo stuff, because not everybody's interested, but that is still part of my cancer journey. I cannot not be who I am, but I like to keep them separate, just because it's a different audience, and I understand that. But if you are interested, I am offering my annual Mahjong card reading special, and it's $30 for a 10 to 15 minute phone call. And what it specializes in is looking into 2026. So it's a quick card reading. It's $30. And if you're interested, go over to my other channel, or just email me directly at spiritspeaks9@gmail.com. and I'll get you scheduled. I'm going to run this for probably until the middle of December. That's where I usually cut it off. So if you want to get scheduled, let's do it. Anyway, that's part of my cancer journey too. I mean, I've been offering that special for 20 years, that end of year time when it's time to plan for the future. And it keeps me normal. I wasn't really able to do a whole lot of it last year because I was really feeling bad, but I seem to be okay to schedule it this year. I feel pretty good this month. I should say that, because some months are just bleh. So it helps support my journey as well. So I do appreciate your business. And with that said, hang in. I've got a little journey to go before I think I get sick. That did not make sense. I think I'm going to be here a while. How's that? And I have no complaints about that unless the gas gets really low. All right. So we're not on the gas gauge where it's going to beep yet, but I'm going to make the best moves I can to make the time I have count and enjoy my family and my friends and enjoy you. So I appreciate you all being here, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.